Hey, what's going on, guys? Here's another video. This is going to be kind of a longer one. This is my Paysage de Hiver collection. Paysage de Hiver, I hope I'm saying that right. It's Paysaged''Hiver. I just say Paysage de Hiver, I don't know. It's a one-man black metal project that started in 1997 by, what the hell is his name? Winther, with 2 R's at the end. He's also known for playing in Dark Space, which is another atmospheric black metal band. So Paysage de Hiver is more kind of revolving around like this winter atmosphere, whereas Dark Space is obviously, I guess, like the depths of space and shit. I know their discography, I'm not super familiar with it, but they're a pretty good band. But anyway, so Paysage de Hiver started in 1997, and he just like, in 1998, he released 3 albums, and the first one being Steinecke, which I have on CD. He releases all of his stuff through on the CD format with this like A5 shit, which I can't stand, but I don't even remember why I got this on CD format, because they're pretty much the rest of his stuff I have on vinyl, but I mean, whatever. It's pretty cool. Different inlay and everything. But yeah, no, this is a good first full-length album. It's short, it's only 3 songs, but they're very long. The first one's just like ferocious, like very fast black metal with just like shrieky vocals and everything. The second one is really cool. It's kind of more groove laden a little bit. There's like some weird death metal-y vocals he does, which I like a lot. They're really unique. It's kind of hard to describe, but it reminds me of like, I don't know, it reminds me of like, in a weird way, because of the winter atmosphere, I kind of just picture like an abominable snowman or something. Like, I don't know, it's really cool. And then the third song is this ambient track, which is nice. It's very like ominous and mysterious. So yeah, it's good. Solid debut album. I would give this a solid 8 out of 10. I enjoy this a lot. After that, he released in 1998 of the same year, Schattengang, which I don't own, but it is a good album. I just listened to it recently. It's not as good as Steinecke, and it's a little kind of like all over the place, I feel like. I feel like he's toying with like a lot of different ideas, but it was enjoyable. It has that old classic Paysage de Hiver sound, a lot of ambience towards the end. Songs are very interesting. Like I said, a lot of different elements, but yeah, it was an enjoyable album. I think I'm probably gonna pick that one up on physical format fairly soon. So yeah, I'd give it like a 7 out of 10. It's a good, solid album. And then after that, again, the same year, he released Die Festung, which I don't own too. It's an ambient album. A lot of people really love it. I like it. You really have to be in the mood for it. At least for me, like, I remember there was a time, like years ago, when I really got into Mortice's ambient work, like Stargate and all the ones I can't fucking pronounce. I have them over there, but I loved it. And then I just kind of like stopped listening to it, and I can listen to it now, and like it's really good for what it is, but I'm like kind of rarely in the mood for it anymore. It's good stuff for what, but you know. So that's the reason I didn't get this release. It's good, very thick winter atmosphere, but again, I don't really see myself being in the mood for it all that often. But regardless, it's good for what it is. So I'd give it another I'd probably give it like a 7.5 out of 10. So then after that, in 1999, he released 2 albums in 1999, both I own. And the first one is Kirker. This is a very short album for Paysage de Hiver's standards. I think it's like maybe 40 minutes. Not even, 35 minutes, wow. So this is a very, well, I did a review on this album. You can see it in one of the earlier videos of my channel. Very raw, but incredibly immersive. This is like easily one of my favorite raw black metal albums, like period. I fucking love it. And like when I first heard it, I was just like, what the fuck is going on? Because it sounds like a wall of noise, and you're kind of just left there when you first hear it, like, is this really it? But then you listen to it a couple more times, you're like, holy shit, like, there's really nothing else that sounds like this. It's so immersive, and it really has its own feel to it. Like, just this fucking artwork captures it perfectly. Like a dungeon in like the Himalayas with like fucking Sasquatch and trolls and shit like that. I love this album. The first song is just straight up raw black metal. And the two that follow are they remind me a lot of the Gebrichtlicht or whatever the hell from Philosophem. Those two accompanying tracks towards the end of the album that complement each other. The two in the middle of this album are very similar to that in terms of their format and all that. And then the last track is, again, raw black metal. But it all flows. Excellent album. I can't recommend it enough. It's a 9 out of 10, easy. And then after that, he released his self-titled album, which is the one that most people love the most. And I can see why. I love it. I do think it's worth the praise. The first song alone is like easily one of the best songs he's ever written. There's like this brilliant cello in there. I just love the production of the vocals. There's so many layers to it. Just the music itself. It's one of his best tracks, easily. And the second song is pretty good. I feel like it kind of drags on a little too much because it's literally kind of the same thing for, I don't know how long, but a long time. It's a good song, though. I do enjoy it. And then the last song is excellent. So yeah, this is well worth its reputation. Yeah, and he has all of these albums available on his Bandcamp. So if you're interested and you want to hear it or you want to purchase it, just go there. It's really a good service, and I really like how he makes everything readily available. But yeah, I would give this another 9 out of 10, easy. So then after that, in 2000, he released Crystal and Isa, which again I own. This one's really cool. It's very nasty sounding. There's like a lot of ambient tracks in this album. Or not a lot. It's only like a 6-song album, but there's ambient interludes and stuff, which is really cool. But when it goes to like the raw black metal style, the songs are shorter and they're just really, again, just completely nasty sounding. Like first song is very Dark Throne influence with some cool keys behind it. And the rest of the songs are really good too, but I wouldn't say it's his best work. He's definitely written better songs, but this is really cool for what it is. I like it. It's only, again, this one's only like 38 minutes, which is a nice change for him. So yeah, I'd give this an 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed this one. And then 2001, he released Winter Calte, which is a very long album. If this is a 3 vinyl set, yeah, this is 1 hour and 33 minutes. But yeah, this album fucking rules. Every fucking song on here is so good. Again, this is rated pretty high on Rate Your Music, and for good reason. I fucking love the song. Actually, it's called Winter. There's like these pan flutes in the beginning, and it goes into this quality, like Burzum styled riff. There's so many great moments on this album. Again, it's a very long listen, but if you have the time, I can't recommend listening to this enough. It's easily one of his best. This is a 9 out of 10, easy. So then, after that, I think he, let's see, 2003 and 2004, he released a split. He released 2 splits, which are good. That's when he started, like, the Schnee kind of. So he released, the first one's with Venteriket, who are kind of like, I feel like get a lot of hype for not a really good reason. I feel like they're pretty mediocre. And then the second one is with Lunar Aurora, and both of those he released Schnee Volume 1, and then, so this other one he released with Lunar Aurora is 2 tracks that I've listened to before and I thought were pretty mediocre. But after the split with Venteriket, he would be continuing the trend with splits with bands, and later on that would be Schnee 1, Schnee 2, Schnee 3. It's all these Schnee songs that eventually he releases in a compilation later on down the line of like the 4 songs from different splits. It's a whole thing. But yeah, so after that, in 2004, he released Knocked, which I do not own. It's a very good album. It's not my favorite, but yeah, it's a very, very dark album. The first song is just completely ambient, and then the following tracks are just kind of like atmospheric black metal. Good stuff. Not his best writing, though. I feel like sometimes the songs carry on a bit too much. Sometimes they feel a bit predictable. I just listened to it the other day, and I enjoyed it, but it's definitely not his best. But I'd still check it out. I'd probably give it like a 7 out of 10. And then after that, in 2007, he released Einsamkeit, which is largely a atmospheric album, with the exception of the song at the end. Or I think it's atmospheric and it goes into a metal section. But it's different from Die Feistung because it's not as cinematic. It's more very meditative. Very good background music. Again, it's good for what it is. I'd give it a 7 out of 10. And then after that, he didn't release an album for 6 years until 2013 and came out with Das Tor. This is my favorite album by him. Oh my god. Every fucking song on here is so fucking good. The third song just has this, like, kind of solitary riff with, like, very melancholic, but again with that thick winter atmosphere. This is also, so far in the catalog, his best produced album, but it works perfectly. It's not overproduced, complements the music perfectly. You can hear the drums really well. His vocals are amazing. And the last song, the riff that he closes with, is so fucking good with the blast beats over it. Oh my god, I love this whole fucking album. This to me is an easy 9.5 out of 10, teetering on 10 out of 10. Easily his best work. And then after that, in 2017, he released another split with, this one's with Drudka. Yeah, I remember when this came out. It's okay. The Drudka side is kind of like, eh. I'll talk about Drudka in a later video, but they kind of fell off for me pretty hard at one point. And then he released another split in 2017 with Nordlicht, which I can't remember their side, but the Passage to Hiver side is very good. Great atmospheric black metal. And then he came back in 2020 during the fucking pandemic, and he released Imwald, which I have this on whatever it's called, A5 CD format, because it's a double CD, because the fucking thing's like 2 hours. Which is very off-putting, because it's like, who the fuck has 2 hours to listen to a whole album? I'm one of those people, like, when I turn on an album, generally speaking, unless I really just want to hear one song, which doesn't happen that often, if I turn on an album, I want to listen to the whole thing, or at least, like, you know, 85% of it. And this one I can't really do that with, but I will say, despite the timing and the length, the songs on here, every single song on here is memorable. Some of his best work. This is probably tied with Das Tor as my favorite by him. This made my #1 on my year-end list in 2020. Again, every fucking song has its hooks, its memorable, you know, its remembrance factor, for lack of a better term. Yeah, there's maybe like one song that I feel like drags on a bit. It's like 10 minutes of just ambience and guitar. But other than that, every single song in here is just some of the best atmospheric black metal you'll ever hear. And that's why I love this band so much, because A, no one sounds like them, and B, nowadays, finding an actual good atmospheric black metal band is, like, close to impossible. So when I find something new that I can dig my teeth into, that almost every release is fucking quality, yeah, I get behind it very quick. Excellent album. This is a 9.5 out of 10 as well. And so after that, he became very busy because he got a lot of really good reception from that album. Like, a lot of people liked it. So he released a compilation of unused tracks from Shotgun, and I like that a lot. I love the first one, Das Glettershore or whatever, a lot. It's very chaotic, very atmospheric. And then he released a 10-inch of remixes of 2 songs from Imwald, which I kind of thought was kind of pointless. Like, I don't really need to hear remixes. I don't know. I don't get bands and like their remix shit. It just doesn't make sense to me. And then he released a compilation of Schnee from 4 of his splits, which is cool to have all of those songs in one place. And so this is all in 2020, so he was very busy. And then the year after, he released Geister in 2021. I don't like that album. I just don't think it's very good. The songs are short. I don't like the production. The feel, the atmosphere, and everything from his past albums is kind of gone. It kind of just flopped. There are probably some good moments, but overall, I just didn't enjoy it very well. I don't think a lot of people did, to be honest. Most people were pretty disappointed. And so he has, I'd probably give that, I don't know, 5.5 out of 10. I don't know. I thought it was a pretty bad album, and a lot of other people did too. But he hasn't made anything since, but he's, you know, I'm sure he'll put out something when he feels up to it. But yeah, great fucking band. I love Passage to Heaven. They're easily one of the best black metal bands of today. If you haven't checked them out, do yourself a favor and check them out. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll catch you guys later.